Hey guys, so welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, and as far as video game movie adaptations go, this one is definitely one of the stronger ones. So I want to be completely honest, my expectations for this film after the first trailer were extremely low. The design for Sonic looked absolutely terrible, and I think most people would agree with me on that. And then something quite unheard of happened where the studio decided to actually change the whole design of Sonic, redesign him to make him look more like his video game counterpart, and they completely redesigned him for the film. And I'm going to give the studio credit where credit is due because the change is fantastic. I just want to quickly say to the animators and the VFX crew who worked on this film and probably had to work a lot of extra hours or overtime to try to get this film done and to look as good as it does, good job, because it looked epic and I was really happy. And I think most hardcore Sonic fans are going to be really happy as well. I didn't grow up that much with Sonic in my life. I played a few of the video games here and there, but I wasn't a die-hard fan. But even then, just the sort of nostalgic look of what the character was, he looked way better in this film, and he looked way more like that sort of classic version of Sonic, which is great. So to talk about the actual film, this film was pretty enjoyable for me. I'll probably say it's got a similar sort of feel for me to Detective Pikachu, to what that film had. I don't know which one I quite like more yet, but I did really enjoy this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's definitely a film that families will be able to enjoy. There's some humor there for sort of older audiences, and there's humor there definitely for the younger audiences as well. There's definitely some cringy sort of kid humor in this film, which is expected, so I was expecting that, and it's not too bad. It's not as bad as some films are these days. But there's also some really funny jokes as well, for that I guess all the audiences will understand. And I thought they did a good job explaining how Sonic became part of Earth, which was cool because that was something I was also wondering about before watching the film. And yeah, I really did enjoy it. The visual effects as well, I thought were going to bother me. Like, even after the redesign, I thought stuff was not going to look great here and there, and I thought it was going to look unfinished. But really, I'm being honest when I say this, I thought the VFX were really great in this film. Now, this isn't a spoiler, but Dr. Robotnik, who is the villain in this film, he has like these white drones and sort of machinery in the film, and a bunch of other sort of tech that he uses, and the VFX on those as well were just absolutely stunning. They work so well in their environments, and yeah, I'm sure like VFX people will know more about all this stuff than I do, but seriously, for like a sort of younger targeted demographic film, if that makes sense, I thought this movie was really great, especially in regards to the VFX and everything that was surrounding this film beforehand. I was really pleasantly surprised about that. The actual storyline I thought was pretty solid. There's a lot of comedy in here, as I said earlier, for I think a whole bunch of different generations who go to view this film. But it was also really heartfelt, and it had a pretty good storyline, I thought, for the most part. I was definitely expecting a more sort of generic storyline, and although the story is definitely generic in some aspects and some parts, I did feel like it sort of tried its best to exceed that. There are also some really fun little Easter eggs from a whole bunch of different things. I'm not going to say what they are because I want you guys to experience them, but it was really fun to see that as well. And yeah, I really did have a good time in this film. The cast as well I thought was good for the most part. Jim Carrey, like, he stole every scene he was in. It was so great seeing him play a sort of more eccentric character like he used to do back in the day. James Marsden, I guess, plays like the human lead, which you usually get in these sort of films. I thought in this movie he did really well with the material he was given. And yeah, he's a really likable character in this film. And I thought him and Sonic worked really well. I thought he obviously didn't act with a real Sonic in real life, so I thought his acting as well was pretty good in those scenes as well. And yeah, I thought he was a pretty entertaining character, and I liked what they did with the character throughout the film. So overall, look, it's not a perfect 10 out of 10 film. It's not going to win major awards. It's definitely got some flaws here and there in the film with regards to the storyline and some of the character developments and some things they do in the movie. I was like, it didn't really appeal to me, but I think for the most part I did really enjoy this movie. I want to see this franchise continue, and I think it is a great film for both family and definitely for children as well. I think this movie will introduce Sonic to a whole new generation of kids, which is great, so that will be awesome. And yeah, it's a fun time at the movies. Go check out Sonic. let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.